morning. How y'all doing? Live Farmer 73 here. Early in the morning. Hard for me to sleep. It's hard for me to sleep because of the medications I'm on. Okay. Everybody noticed that I have been injured. And I did want to talk about it. This is one of those private, personal things. I always say some things belong to you and your family. Well, I have decided that this just doesn't belong to me and my family. It belongs to everybody. Because if we don't take notice to what's going on, we'll never get out of this loop. I'm going to say years ago, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know exactly when it happened. So I had a hernia in my pelvic area. I never knew, most of us, what I found out, most of us have hernias and don't even know it. You'll be walking around your whole life with a hernia and you won't know it until they have a blowout. It's just kind of like a tire. You got a bubble on the side wall of your tire, and then one day, riding down the road, it finally blow out on you. Well, that's kind of how I've been living and not even knowing it. Now, I'm going to be honest. There were certain signs and symptoms that I had and didn't address it. And we're going to talk about that. But right now, for everybody that's been asking, I had a hernia. And it was extreme. It was so extreme that I had to have surgery. And I've never had surgery before a day in my life. Never. Can you believe that? 50 years, never been under the knife. This was so extreme that I had to have surgery, which was one of the most bizarre things I've ever dealt with in my life. A lot of you've been, under the knife, you've had surgery before, and you don't think twice about it. Me, I almost feel violated. I feel unclean. I feel impure. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like being cut open for any reason. It's just, I don't know, it did something to me up here. So I kind of, after surgery, I took a week or two off from YouTube and everything else. It wasn't just my pain and me recovering, but it was up here. I did a lot of thinking. About my health. I did a lot of thinking about the system. I did a lot of thinking about my future. So everybody's been wondering why I'm going so hard on. I guess some people think I'm trying to persuade you to buy land. I guess you could say I am. Been thinking a lot about what I'll leave behind, because just as easy as I went under the knife, anesthesia, people don't wake up from stuff like that. We take it for granted and think it's a guaranteed thing that you're going to wake up. They'll put you under, and they don't know what other underlying health issues you may have besides something you write on that little piece of paper. They say, do you have this? What about your family history? What if you miss something and you don't know? Or you're allergic to something and you don't know? They put you under anesthesia and you wake up at the foot of the Father. So nothing is promised to you. So I was doing a lot of thinking about, how did I let it go on this long, knowing there's something going on right here, right? I was never to the point of just saying, oh, I'm fine, I'm okay. No. I knew something was wrong, but then I kind of chalked it up to, hey, I do need to lose some weight. And then I chalked it up to, hey, yeah, I am getting older. Family, we're making excuses for stuff that is not true. We're lying to ourselves. You want to know what the biggest problem is? Not just for me, for most of us. We put off all of these health conditions and we put off all of these problems with our health, situations, and everything else. Not just because we're just being lazy or we don't like doctors and we don't want to go under the knife. I'm going to be honest with you. Even after I found out I had a hernia and it was major, it still took me over a month to go get this taken care of. I actually, and some of us know, at survival camp, survival slumber party, I was holding my groin area 90% of the time that we were at camp doing the hike and everything else. I was in utter sheer pain. Out of all the stuff y'all saw me doing, I was in excruciating pain. But, all my friends was there and I couldn't really let them know. It did get to a point where I had to announce it because I know I was looking a little crazy leaning over like that. I still went to camp and that kind of just made it a little bit worse. Why did I put it off even after I knew what was going on? After my wife begging me to take my stubborn butt to the hospital, to the doctor. I'm going to tell you why. It all boils down to this system is rigged. All I keep feeling is, this is how I was thinking. If I go to that hospital and they have to operate on me, they have to do something, anything to me, just going in the waiting room, I saw my dreams dwindling. What I meant by that, not my life being taken. I saw my dreams dwindling because every time I stepped my foot in this hospital, it cost me $5,000. That $5,000 could be going towards having my well drilled on my land. That other $5,000 can go towards having my septic tank being put on my land for my family. Every time I walk in this place, you don't even have to see a doctor. It's going to cost you. Whether you got insurance or not, it's going to cost you. And a lot of us are walking around the United States. I don't know about other countries, so I'm not going to speak on them. But I do know here in the United States, medical service and insurance is the biggest scam on the planet Earth. It's literally the biggest scam. It's like running numbers with the mob. It's the worst. We all don't live unhealthy. I'm not going to blame that on just our eating habits and our health habits and the stuff that we do. I'm not just going to blame it just on that. Yes, we could eat better. Yes, we could take better care of ourselves. But you know what? We're scared to go to the hospital no matter what. Not because we're scared of knives. Not because we're scared of needles. We're scared of the freaking bill. We're scared of the bill. Right? You know, every time you go to the ER, you got an immediate bill right out the bat. If you got to get picked up in an ambulance, when I was a nurse, I saw a lot of people die because their family member tried to drive them to the hospital because they refused to have an ambulance service taken because they were worried about the cost of the ambulance service. You would catch an ambulance ride to them to save your life and you end up owing them $3,000 for some kind of way. So before you even leave your house, you got a bill of $1,500 to $3,000 just the ambulance ride over to the hospital. As soon as they ride you through the ER doors, to get you in the emergency room, that's immediate $5,000. Then they put all that stuff in your room, whatever they need to help you operate, all the little socks and the booties that you put on your feet and that little thing you put on your head, all of that cost you don't understand. As a nurse or a person in the medical field, we know that everything that we put in your room, whether you need to be operated on or everything that we end up putting in your room and needing to assist you, all the way down to those little bottles of shampoo, the little flat bar of soap, we scan that just like you in a big box store. Boop, boop, and it has a screen just like the one in the big box store. Soap, $15. Shampoo, $25. You want some extra baby powder? Boop, $50. That little thing, y'all don't even know those little things of baby powder, little flat bar soap. That stuff costs a fortune. So before anybody even look you over and try to stop your bleeding or whatever you got going on, you just racked up a bill of almost $10,000 just for getting in the room. The reason why everybody's health is so bad is not just due to poor dietary habits. It's because everybody is scared to go to the hospital. They ain't scared of the doctor. They ain't scared of the needle. They ain't scared of the knife. They're scared of the bill. Because they know when this is all said and done and over with, you see your dream dwindle. You see you just made 2 steps ahead and that doctor bill is going to send you 10 steps back. See, I have health insurance and I work for myself, so I pay for my own insurance. I don't work for anybody, so I pay for my own insurance. No matter what kind of insurance you got, you're just not going to have that kind of money laying around to pay that hospital bill. So right now, even though 1 minute I'm debt free, all of a sudden I'm back in debt. Where they do that at? Where do they come up with these prices? When you say I need to have surgery on a hernia, and they make it sound so quick and easy. Oh, we'll get in there, we'll stitch it up, sew it up, be done in like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, boom, bam, boom. All the waiting time that you're going to do is just the anesthesia wearing off and you'll be going home today. It was an in and out procedure. It was almost like a drive-through surgery, right? So you mean to tell me I owe you $30,000 for this? Almost make you want to ask, how much do I owe you if you just show me how to do it? I think I could pull it off. Show me. Can you show me? Or for that kind of money, can I stay up in this place for at least 3 days to recover instead of have my wife look over me for the next 3 days at the house because she got stuff to do. She got a business to run. Nah, we're going to send you home today. Bills in the mail. So with my insurance, your insurance covers only so much of that 30 grand or whatever it was. And you still got to come out 10 grand, 5 grand out your pocket, no matter what happens. And then they tell us we're living horribly, and they kind of blame it on us, the people. But they make it okay for these hospitals to just, it's almost like they reach in a handbag and pull a price out, like the price is right. They pull that chip out, $50,000. Reach back in the bag, pull another chip out. This surgery going to cost you $10,000. There is no menu for the things that you have to have done. What business or what company on the face of the earth do you know where ain't no prices. It's just you come in, this is what we're going to give you, and goodbye. The bill will be in the mail. You don't know what you're going to be looking at. So on top of trying to heal from a surgery or an accident or a disease, the other part of the anxiety that helps stress you out to make you nervous and damn near want to give you a heart attack or kill you, the other part of that is you waiting on the bill. You waiting to see what that bill gonna be. Like you got bad grades, in junior high school, you about to get a whooping. You waiting on that grade card. You trying to take that grade card out the mailbox before your mom and daddy get it. As an adult, that same stress and anxiety hits you, and it feels the exact same as that bad report card coming in the mail. Because you looking out for the mailman waiting on that doggone hospital bill. Because you know it's going to be bad. You know it's going to be all bad. Because once that bill hit your mailbox, that's when the payments start. So, this system is so screwed up. This just ain't about me having a hernia. I put off several things that I was supposed to have done over time. Look, this hand, I can't fully close this hand from an accident I had at the post office about 4 years ago or so. You know why I kept putting that off? Because with physical therapy, I can close it now just doing my own personal physical therapy. Because I went to physical therapy one time. That one time of physical therapy was almost $500 for one day, one session. I was in there probably for 30 minutes, and they gave me the bill that was close to $500. She said, okay, when we going to schedule your next appointment? I said, never. Until the post office picked this bill up, and you don't got to jump through all this red tape. I had to go to 3 or 4 different offices, talking to human resources, talking to the boss, talking to all these people just to get this bill paid for something that happened to me on the job that wasn't my fault. I was forced to deliver to a house that they wouldn't clean up their yard, and the house was just always loaded. I know this sounds crazy. This house was just loaded with nuts. It's funny now. It wasn't funny back then. These people would never clean their yard. So it was leaves and nuts. And they had this steep hill. They always had a package, and they always had a ton of mail. So I held on to that mail as long as I could, and I tried to force it. My boss was basically like, if you don't deliver to the house, we writing you up. Because these people need their stuff. And I understand the people need their stuff. But they need to understand, at least if you don't want to clean up your own yard, make a path for your packages, for your couriers, your mailmen, Federal Express, UPS, Amazon. Make a path for us so we won't get hurt. So these people had dog doo-doo everywhere, and acorns and leaves, sticks, branches, everything about that thick through the yard. I can't make this up. I wish it was legal for me to take you to the house and show you, because it's still like that to this day. So I made it up the hill, delivered the package, delivered the mail. On the way down, I slipped on some nuts.
These nuts. Got him! Got him!
I slipped on some nuts, and this is what happened to me right here. So I broke my hand, and I didn't know it. And I went on like that forever, because I knew good and well it was about to cost me $1 million. And I knew I'm in the process of purchasing some land. I can't let nothing get in the way of that. So we put stuff off, and we end up with these injuries, and we end up with these handicaps, not because we're lazy. We're too scared to get the bill because we know if I go to the hospital, y'all gonna charge me $20,000 or $50,000 for something that I could have done in the kitchen, in my kitchen, or up in my medicine cabinet. And they're even outlawing. I'm gonna call them herbalists, if you will.
I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Kramer. Cause it's hard being black and gifted. Sometimes I just want to throw it all down and get left it. And those in my neighborhood, it's the best system around. Censorship is blessed. Got the whole town on lockdown.
They're outlawing normal medicine. When I say normal medicine, I'm talking holistic medicine. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they've been after me for months. Doing some kind of underwear deal. I don't know what. Whoa, hey, what are you doing? Hey, stop it! Hey, you're messing on air!
They're outlawing that in a lot of different places where a lot of people are starting to find out, man, that really works. Certain herbs, certain spices, certain procedures that they do where you don't necessarily got to go under the knife. That stuff works. You know, they're even outlawing certain dietitians that's teaching people how to eat better.
Put that in your feet. Feel that in your feet.
They're actually blocking people on social media like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. If you come up with a remedy that helps people.
Hello everybody, Lil Farmer 73 here. I've been a little under the weather lately. So what I'm going to do today is I am going to make my cure myself from my own garden. I'm only going to use things that I have harvested right here. So let's get right into it.
Without going to the hospital, they will block your channel. They might get rid of you. They'll give you a monetary strike. They'll give you a copyright strike. They will not monetize that, even though it's 100% right. So I'm here to tell you guys, I didn't want to keep you long. I just wanted to tell you, number one, I'm all right. I'm still resting, so you ain't seeing much of me. I got a lot of sponsors that was worried about me because I haven't showed certain things that I was supposed to show. And this is one of the reasons why I haven't, because I can't pick up some of the things that they've sent me. I'm doing okay. I'm going to be back up and at them in the next 30 days or so. I'm going to keep on hanging out with y'all. But I just want you guys to know, you in this, you ain't in this by yourself. I know and I feel your pain about going to the hospital. I used to work in the medical profession, so I understand. What they don't understand is how it really truly makes people feel when you know that your survival rate goes down with your credit score. There's so many politics in this now that the compassion takes over. They wondering why they can't find enough nurses no more. It's because it's become so political and it's so much red tape and it's become so wicked. Long hours, low pay. They don't pay nurses what y'all think. And then some of the patients treat you like slaves. On top of that, you don't just become a medical professional. You become a politician. Because now you're given orders to do certain things, like this person across the hall, these two people across the hall, if you on a certain floor, have the same medical condition. This person across the hall in room A has plenty of money. Their family has plenty of money. This patient in room B, their family is on government assistance. You're going to come down this hallway as a medical professional and you're going to tell them This is going to be the procedure. It's very expensive, but it'll help them survive. At the same time, this person just on medical assistance, on government assistance, you're going to go across that hall and tell their family it's a good idea to start making their loved one comfortable because this might be the last hurrah. That's the medical profession today. And it's hard for nurses and doctors to go in certain rooms and have to deal with that every day, playing the little angel versus the little devil on your shoulder. You got to go down here and tell them you gonna die, but you ain't. And it all comes down to you got money and you don't. That's the system we live in. That's the system that we put money into. There's no set prices. The prices are astronomical. Astronomical. There is no other profession you got to pay that kind of money besides a lawyer. But you can kind of see what that lawyer doing. This doctor, you don't know where these prices coming from. The funny part about all of this is the same doctor, the same nurses, the whole medical staff, the lawyers and attorneys, all of these people that make all of this big money were taught by one of the most important people in society today, the teacher. Ain't it ironic that the teacher that taught all of these people how to become who they are today is one of the lowest paid workers in society? This person that molded and taught all of these people to become these rich doctors and lawyers and all of this, they're the lowest paid. They taught them their craft. The lowest paid workers in society. So all of this about my hernia, there's reasons why I let it go on so long. And I hope this kind of explained. It's not about being ignorant. It's about making judgment calls. Because I know a lot of people that's going to say, well, you can't do nothing if you dead. You know what? It's worse things than death. I know it may sound ignorant to you if you don't understand where I'm coming from. It's worse things than death. If you lived a good life, death ain't gonna be so bad for you. But I'm gonna tell you this for a fact. If you live on this rock and you're indebted to the system, you pretty much dead already. Because they're going to make your life a living hell trying to get that money. For the rest of your life, you're going to feel like a fugitive on the run. And in some cases, if you owe a certain amount of money to certain people, they can actually put you in prison. And that's what a lot of people just cannot afford. Everybody is living day to day, paycheck to paycheck. All they need is a doctor bill. One more hospital bill will finish them. You know, and one of the reasons why some of our kids are so soft these days, remember how we always talk about, when I was a kid, we was hardcore. We used to eat dirt. We used to eat mud pies. And yeah. Things was different then too. Hospital bills wasn't as horrible. Now they're astronomical. A hospital bill can ruin your whole generational wealth. It can ruin your life. So now, even me, I'm guilty. We're a lot softer on raising our kids because we don't want them to get hurt. Not because we pampering them. No, Because we're thinking about, man, if you get hurt, that's $5,000 I gotta pay. If you break your little baby arm, that's 10 grand that I gotta pay. And then I gotta pay for the cast, I gotta pay for the therapy, I gotta pay for the homeschooling because they gotta come and teach you. If you break yourself up, you can't make it to school. It be that money. So we kind of lightweight putting bubble wrap on our kids, which is making them softer. They don't know what it feel like to get scraped up. And frankly, it kind of ain't your fault because you know you want them to toughen up. You want them to get, a little callous in the world. But at the same time, you don't want to ruin their financial credibility along with your own just because they was on a skateboard and broke their little foot, broke their little fingers or something. Messed your whole credit score up that way. So, family, if you're putting off your ailments, I understand. But I'm going to say this. I'm saying this, and trust me, I don't want to say it, but it's just the truth. Even though they're going to hit us with them horrible doctor bills, even though the system is screwed up and rigged and it's not in our favor, if you don't go get looked at, your problem ain't going away. It's just going to get worse, like that bubble on the side of your tire. It's just going to give you a blowout. Your problem ain't going to get better. It's certain things in your life where your problem ain't going to get better by just waiting around. I know a lot of people that was diagnosed late for cancer because they didn't want to go to the hospital. It could have been prevented, they say. You hear this all the time. That could have been prevented. This could have been prevented. But they waited because they didn't want that doctor bill. I totally understand. And I hope somebody higher up that makes the laws start really truly caring about the people. And one of our biggest gripes is we need a better form of health care, affordable health care. We do everything for this country. We make this country. Nothing happens without the people. So why do you treat the people so horrible? Why do you treat us like trash, like we're just replaceable, expendable? You don't care about fixing us when we broken. It's not fair. We need somebody in office that's going to truly give us that free health care that we're all looking forward to. You want better workers? You want better society? I'm going to tell you the secret. I'm just a normal guy. But I know a few of the secrets that all these politicians can't seem to figure out over all these freaking years. It's simple. You treat people good, they treat you back good. You give these people jobs and an honest wage, a living honest wage. You got good workers. You have good employees. Employees that take pride in their jobs. When you pay a man or pay a woman what they really worth. If you treat society right and take care of us and take care of our health, if we're healthier, we are better workers. If you pay us right, we're better workers. We're better society this way. When you don't pay us and you don't help us when we're ill and sick and broken, When you make laws against having people being able to go on sick leave, when you make these kind of laws, what you have is a disgruntled worker. What you have is an angry worker. What you have is a worker that does not care about safety. What you have is a worker that does not care about production. They don't care about the product. They take no pride in it. They come in and they punch in and they punch out. They don't care about whether the product that they just helped build may kill somebody because they did a lackluster job. This whole country, we gotta switch this whole thing up. We've gone too far. The reason why I've been waiting to talk about my injury is because all of this stuff I'm telling y'all now is what's been on my mind. And I just didn't know how to say it because it's all one big thing. It's not just about my injury, my one injury, and some of the injuries y'all see me on camera. It's the whole thing. And I got a feeling that you're just like me. You're putting off certain things because you're not scared of the needle. You're not scared of the knife. You're scared of the bill. You're more scared of that bill than you're scared of the needle, the doctor, the procedure, or the knife. Why are we still paying so much for health care? Why? I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. You know, it should come out of our paychecks automatically, just like the money that goes into the military and defense and war. All of that come out of our paycheck right out the bat. Why don't our medical, that should be part of that. Soon as you get paid, you look down at that doggone paycheck and you see all these little numbers that got taken out of your check. It's like, what is this for? So they can go to war and blow somebody up. Funny thing is, that same money come out your check is just for war. It ain't for fixing the people that they sent to go to war and fight for us. Because when they come home broken, mentally and physically broken, they don't get no kickback from any of that. That money is to build another plane or to build another rocket to go destroy stuff. We spend more money in the United States of America on destroying things than we do on building things, supporting things, fixing things. Think about that for 2 seconds. All of our money that we use here in the United States, all of our taxpayer dollars is more used to destroy things than to fix things in this country. Because out of all this money that's being funneled down through the government, they ain't using it to fight hatred. They ain't using it to fight racism. They ain't using that money to build jobs. They ain't using that money to bring some of these jobs back from overseas and bring them put back in America. They use that money to destroy everything. They ain't using that money for the homeless. They ain't using that money for the hungry. They ain't using that money for nothing good, nothing that fixes society. They only use that money for things that help destroy society and everything around it. You ever hear that saying, I love you, but I don't like you? You ever hear that saying? Heard my mama say that a lot. She get mad with us kids. She'd say, I love y'all, but I can't stand you. Can't stand y'all sometimes, you know. That's how I feel about my country. I love America. I'm American. But I can't stand it sometimes. It gets on my damn nerves. Because I know we can be better. I know we can do better. We just won't. It's like that kid that you have, you know your child is smart, but they always doing knucklehead stuff. Like, son or daughter, why do you do this? You're a genius. Why do you act this way? Why do you hang with them other kids like this? You're brilliant. Your whole life is ahead of you. Why do you do this? America is like that kid. Our potential is great. But we just do dumb stuff and get in trouble every 5 minutes. Sorry for rambling on, y'all. It's just, I just wanted to let you know what's been on my mind and what I was talking about. So again, I'm doing fine. Had surgery and I'm recovering. It's going to be a while before I can get up and at them like I used to. But that's the bottom line right there. The system is broken. Thanks for listening, everybody. Lead Farmer 73. If you have any questions or if you have a story to tell yourself just like this, put it in the comment section below. Let me know that I'm not alone. I'm not the only one feeling like this. Let me know that you are putting off certain things you need to have done too because you're scared of that bill. You're not scared of the needle. You're not scared of the knife. You're scared of that bill. Lead Farmer 73. I love y'all. Take care of yourself. And I'm out.